Okay, Kenny, happy Friday
Yes, sir.
for the
We in
second
there.
time because we just learned a very hard lesson about YouTube, man.
Is it YouTube or OBS? Which one of the
OBS,
two?
man. I mean, it's all part of the trade, man. You're gonna record a video and you're gonna lose the whole video. Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, the frustration is definitely there somewhere. You know what I mean? But our dedication far surpasses any sort of minor speed bump. So we're gonna record the video again once more,
Yeah.
but we're going to give something a little bit different. So,
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
Well, we were initially gonna talk about, what's happening in the market today, what's
Right,
going on with Bitcoin and so on and so forth.
of course.
But after several hours of research and now recording and all that failing, we're just gonna keep it simple and just make it educational for you guys today.
Absolutely,
Today
man.
we're gonna talk about Vwap. I look forward to having a tag on my car that says Vwap double O.
Ooh, dude. I'm conflicted with that situation because, as you know, man. Initially, I wanted to have it. I wanted to I wanted to get a car and have my license plate say TTM, but
Squeeze, squeeze,
squeeze. But after getting into crypto, man. Okay, I think I
TTM
want
works for crypto too, you know that?
it works for crypto.
We've been talking about trading
Damn.
crypto like
Man,
we trade.
I got carried away. Never mind. Okay, so now I guess it's gonna be two cars. Okay, one is gonna be TTM and the other one is gonna be Crypto Cat. That would be for a Hellcat. It has to be a Hellcat for me to have Crypto Cat. You know.
Yeah.
But either way, let's jump into this thing. We're talking about VWAP today. Okay. Um, VWAP is your volume
The volume. Yep.
weighted average price, right? The volume weighted average price, VWAP, is a trading benchmark used by traders that gives the average price of a security. Well, the average price a security has traded throughout the day based on the volume and price. It is important because it provides traders with insight into both the trend and value of a security, which we'll call it stocks, right? You see security, we'll call it stocks in this
Yeah.
case.
In this case, it's a stock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. You
It
might
could
be
be a
asking,
crypto, right?
it could be crypto too. It could be crypto. It works with crypto as well. Now, you might be, except crypto does not stop, right? So, but that's story for another day. How do you find VWAP? How do you calculate VWAP? Right? You're trying to get into this thing. Listen, it's an easy equation. Let me show you guys. Once I deselect this highlighted situation here, right? All right. So to find VWAP, it's going to be the echelon price times volume over the echelon volume. You understand? It's simple.
Um,
It's simple, man. All you need is a Texas Instruments. Okay, I have my
like
Texas Instruments.
the stock prices are moving so fast, guys. You're not even gonna have time to be doing no kind of
Alright,
calculation.
fine,
So
fine,
what
fine,
you want to
fine,
do
fine.
though is you want to get a platform that
Right,
allows you to do what?
right. Hey, you go into indicators, look for VWAP. More than likely, it's gonna be there. Especially if you use something like TOS, or if you use what is another one that will have VWAP?
Let's see what I think Webull
Weeble.
does VWAP.
Weeble has VWAP as well.
Yeah.
So it's quite an impressive
So
application for being just on a phone. Very
yep.
impressive, right?
Tell you, man, Robin Hood didn't get nothing on it.
Exactly. So we're going to describe how VWAP works a little bit here, and then we're going to wrap this up with story time. A story on how we used, won, and lost with VWAP, featuring Andrew Left. Alright. There we go.
She's trying to research.
Hey, listen. Okay, so tell us what is happening here. The
Oh,
VWAP, by the way, is the line. So go for
yeah,
it.
yeah. So yeah. And we use the official line to indicate VWAP when we put it on our
When we
platform.
put it on our platform, yeah.
So the volume, basically, how many people are buying, selling that specific stock,
Right.
and then the price action, is it going up, is it going down, right? So we use VWAP either for when trading options for
Okay.
calls and puts, or when actually buying stocks or selling stocks as a trade.
Right.
We also use VWAP. So one of the strategies that we use actually is that we do what do I call it? testing the VWAP line, right?
Yes.
And it's very important that you do this at the first early hours of the trading day. Between market open at 9:30 in the East Coast,
Right.
so like maximum 10:45, 11, right? So on the first test day, so you have to also understand your candles. If you don't know
Right.
your candles, you gotta study candles. I think we're gonna have one of these shows where we're gonna show you some candles. We're gonna show you patterns, how you study patterns. Now you can use your candles,
Right.
use your VWAP and your TTM squeeze and your MACDs and your RSIs, all those things, indicators to help you make a better decision of when to enter and exit and take your profits.
Absolutely.
The goal is to take profits, right? So if you're looking at this chart, for example, right, can you give me the yellow highlight? I'm not sure if it's going to show
Yes.
here, but
Let me see if I can whip out the yellow highlight in here.
yeah, there we go.
Go for it. Whoops. What happened? There we go.
Yep, we got it right. So if you look at this chart, let's say the market opened the day way here, right? And then I will not call this a test. The test means that it has to cross it and come down below it. So
Right.
the first test, we'll let that go. All right, it's now building momentum, right?
Right.
On the second test, we were lucky to have two strong candles that shows strong momentum towards building up, right? And then the next one opens above the VWAP and closes above the VWAP as a green candle, right? And in this case, we have maybe the TTM and the MACD also supporting this upward momentum,
Right.
and we'll get into this option trade or we'll buy the stock. And then it runs. Now, in some cases, you might get freaked out, like, yo, what is this red candle doing here? It should not, normally should not happen, right? But if you have your TTM to support you and your MACD to support that case, you might just, okay, all right, just relax, it's coming.
Right.
And we also use, actually, one thing that we're not showing here is that we also use the Fibonacci extensions to say, okay, this is a possible resistance we should probably get out here. And in this case, if we've drawn your Fibonacci extension, another thing that we're going to show you guys in the future, you'll probably be having a major resistance up there, right? So you just let it run, and then once it gets to that resistance level, you take your profit, you get out.
Boom.
And then you can now convert and do a really quick put call, because this candle right here also means that it's losing momentum. By this point, your TTM is also pointing downwards. You get ready, you do your puts, you do a put trend downward, crosses the VWAP down. Hey, you're gonna make money.
You exit.
And that's how you make money with the VWAP.
Absolutely.
Now, in some cases, right, if this little line right here was the beginning of a new opening day, and you see the VWAP try to go above it, fails, come down, goes again the next time and fails majorly, oh man, it's gonna be a red day.
Signs of
Just
weakness.
believe that.
Yeah.
That's a major weakness that day. You could just do a put the entire day, and I think you should be fine if you do
You cannot relax, but you can do a put.
that goes to our story, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So this is basically how we use VWAP. VWAP is a wonderful tool. You can make a lot of money through it. But then we can now tell you a story of how we had a wonderful time enjoying the use of the VWAP and our strategy, and how a simple catalyst from a news article
Change the whole trade.
destroyed the entire the trend within that specific security stock. Dead since then, man. I don't think Neo has recovered since.
It hasn't been the same ever since, man. And you know, the stock we're trading, the stock we're talking about in this case is NIO. So like Kenny already explained, that VWAP is essentially you could look at it as a line of strength. It's a trend line, right? If your candles and price action is trading above that line, it means that things are generally moving up. If it's below the line, it means it's signs of weakness. Things are moving down. So, and I'm going to kind of lay into it again more here with a story about trading using the VWAP line, right? So back in the day, this was too long. This is last year, right? This is when NIO was also on the rise. We used to pretty much wake up every morning. We'll wait for the market to open, right? And the candles will come up, like you see this situation here. It comes up, tests VWAP, usually will pull back, and then it comes back up again for a second test of VWAP, right? And which is what you have up there. Once you see that the one candle opens and closes above VWAP, and the next one opens above VWAP and keeps going, that's when we would generally get into the trade. So Kenny and I used to do this all the time back in the day on NIO. It was like clockwork. It worked every time. It worked every day. We get in, we look for our retest, we get into the trade. We already know our ATR, right? So we have an idea of how much that stock is going to be moving for that day.
Average true range.
Average true range, right?
So
and
every stock have an ATR. Basically, it tells you how far that stock can move that day, either up or down.
Exactly.
Just an average.
So once we have that, we also have an idea of where our resistance is going to be coming up, right? So we get out of the trade at that point. Say in this chart here, you would see that your ATR will be essentially this move here, and wherever that last candle is there at the top. So we got into the trade and we got out, and we did this for a while. Unfortunately, we got comfortable. And what happened the moment we got comfortable, Kenny?
I mean, I don't know if we could have seen that coming. A guy called Andrew Left wrote a Twitter handle saying that Neo was worth less than $20.
Of course.
And from $57 that day, it's been going down since.
I mean, NIO was just on a steady upward move for a while.
Yeah, I think our technical analysis was looking at 70.
Right.
And then this guy just releases just one news, and it's been dropping since then.
I'll never forget that morning, man. We woke up that day. Standard procedures are, I had my coffee in my hand. I had some cookies. And I was feasting, I was like, hey, NIO, standard operation. Get in, get out, hey. But I remember there was a moment when I saw this one candle. Right, there's something called the 3 black crows, I think it is. This is when you have 3 massive candles following each other. Usually when you see this, it's game over, right? It's game over, it's done. More than likely, you've already been taken out of the trade and you're just now crying. You only have to decide to get out of the trade immediately, or the worst decision, decide to stay in it and tell yourself it's going to come back. That never happens. It does not happen.
And in the bag.
Hey, the candles left, our profits left, and they all left with Andrew left. Ooh, you see what I did there?
I love
hey,
that.
Thank you. I have to pat myself on the back for that one, man. I really went in on that one. So anyway, I'm looking at the candle, and I saw this candle just drop with a certain level of intensity, and I knew that something was wrong. We should have gotten out of the trade.
Exactly, because we're already at our ATR, and we're like, man, this is gonna be the day.
Exactly.
Let's keep going.
Isn't it strange that for some reason on that specific day we were extremely bullish for some reason?
I think we're like $900 profit. And then you were like, oh no, yeah, we could go 1,000. Like,
it was looking good, man. It was looking good. It was looking
big
good.
red candle. Like, what?
Hey, dude, I remember Kenny messaged me, was like, what should we do? I'm like, well, we've already violated the plan. What are you asking me for? Because our plan was, hey, if it pulls back 10%, we have to get out, right? If we're below 10%, hey, leave, man, exit the building.
That one candle was way more.
Man, we were overwhelmed. We were on Twitter. We were scrambling all over the place,
trying to figure out what's going on.
Needless to say, that was a losing trade. That was a losing trade, man. And that is how we found out about Andrew Left. So, hey, the guy is a legend at what he does. You know what I mean? We're not fans, but it is what it is. So that is what Vwap is. If you have any questions about Vwap, if you have some specific indicators that you would like us to talk about, comment them below. If you have any other questions you'd like to ask, comment below. And we'd like to thank everyone for liking, commenting, subscribing. Hey, dude, we're almost approaching 100 subscribers, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep putting in the work. Okay, Kenny, any final thoughts here?
Hey, you can use Vwap for crypto.
That's interesting. I haven't used it yet, but I want to see how that works out. So let's do that.
I mean, it's not gonna be on the same platform that you buy the crypto, but you can use it for your research.
Can use it to just monitor things. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. So that is the Vwap. Until next time, please like, share, and subscribe. Check out.
Double O out.
Awesome.